Welcome, brothers, to the first BMT radio show. So to give this a little context, I wanted to create a show that wasn't focused so much on the visuals, because I know a lot of brothers are working. I got a lot of homies that drive trucks, that's in the logistics business, and they might have their hands full and might not be able to pay so much to the visuals. So I said, man, let me create a show specifically, with some music in the background, so brothers can just sit back and kind of just, listen, and we can just flow, chop it up with the brothers, and get this movement going. So the title of this show is To Destroy and Rebuild, and the subtitle would be The Monetization of Black Male Misery. But first and foremost, I want to thank all the brothers that have joined the private Facebook group Black Men Travels. We are 5,000 plus strong in the group. Brothers are participating. Brothers are making great posts, giving great information, great insight to traveling around the world, especially during a time like this with all these COVID restrictions. So brothers, if you haven't already joined, make sure you join the private Facebook group, man. You get a lot of information and a lot of insight about traveling overseas. Also, I want to thank all the brothers for the support, for buying the merchandise, man. Percentage of this merchandise of the sales will go to helping build these food drives overseas. So brothers, I really appreciate that, man. We make the movement as strong. We're building, we're making moves, we're networking, and we're going to be very successful if we continue down this path. Now that we got it out the way, let's get to a little. All right. So currently, passport pros and some of these YouTubers, right? These black male misery YouTubers have a beef with the passport bros. Okay. And it's a fictitious beef, okay, because they really don't have any context of what they're saying. They're just telling lies and spinning lies on black men that's traveling the world, mostly because of jealousy. Black male jealousy, unfortunately, is very, very strong. We know this because as soon as you start coming up in the world, start establishing yourself as a man, you will see a lot of the guys that you might have grew up with or might have hung with tend to fall to the wayside, right? We understand this to be true. Unfortunately, because of the way a lot of black men are raised, and because of this conversation that was not had, that should have been had by their fathers, but was never had, you have black men, or black boys, I should say rather, who will try to disguise their jealousy and hatred in the guise of self-improvement. I want to see y'all Negroes do better, right? Meanwhile, they don't have passports. They haven't elevated their mind. They haven't seen another culture. They haven't experienced anything outside of a lot of neighborhoods that they grew up in, all right? Some of these YouTubers like Minister Jack probably live about 30 minutes from the neighborhood they grew up in, okay? That's not a problem, A lot of brothers, still live around their neighborhoods. It's not an issue with that. That doesn't necessarily stop your growth. But when you travel the world, brothers, your growth is exponential. You will grow so fast by experiencing a different culture, by being outside the matrix, okay? And it's very important to black male growth. Two of the things I would say very important to the growth of a man, black, white, green, or yellow, would be owning some type of business, all right, where you will have to grow to elevate your business, because it's one thing to work a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, especially if you're passionate about the job that you do. But most people aren't passionate about the jobs they do. And it's just something about owning your own business, being a man. It's very prideful. You wake up in the morning with this initiative to get things done more so than you would to go to work for the dreams of another man, okay? Also, traveling the world, bro. Traveling the world will open up your mind and liberate you in so many different ways, brothers. I'm gonna get to the beef. I know you waiting on the beef. I'm gonna get to it, fellas, but I just want to preference this this radio show first by telling you that if you are on the fence about traveling the world and you listening to these crab ass YouTubers that don't have passports, who will lie and say they travel the world when they haven't, who are more worried about the Johnsons of other men than anything else in their life, as far as building their own resources, as far as all the dysfunction that's going on in the so-called black community. They rather focus on what successful brothers are doing with their Johnsons, okay? And when I say this, I'm not saying this to blanket all black men under one umbrella, because truth be told, a lot of black men don't participate in that type of industry, okay? But because of black male jealousy and black male hatred, they would try to put us all under one umbrella, unfortunately. And you got fence riders as well. You got brothers who do participate in that type of lifestyle, but they rather ride the fence because they don't want to offend anybody. Understandable. But I will say this, bro. In particular, I'm gonna start off with Miss Japa. When he first got to YouTube, I thought the brother was talented. I said what he's saying is truthful, right? And at some point, he grew very fast, even though his channels got banned. He grew pretty fast because he was speaking a lot of realness that was going on in the black community that nobody wanted to say. I'm gonna give him that. But what started happening was, okay, once we state the problem, are we gonna be in the paralysis by analysis forever? Or are we gonna analyze the problem like men, be logical, and solve the problem? One of the ways to solve the problem of dating in the matrix is to simply change your locale, to simply experience other women from different cultures. Now, the problem that he really has, the real problem he has, is if brothers are doing that, then they're no longer listening to his platform. Most brothers are going to want to get information about traveling to the countries they want to go to, right? So what some of these guys like Miss Jap, all right, and some of these other clowns, they're noticing through the analytics that their following is shrinking more and more. So they have to attack what they feel the reason is behind that. Now, the thing is, if you keep harping on the same subject for years and years and years, you will not grow. See, the thing about the travel sector is you simply have to change your locale to switch your content. So your channel will consistently grow as long as you either travel to more countries, or you can either interview people that's been around the world. It's many ways your content will keep growing because you're not on the same subject. And the travel sector is such a big sector. It's almost right behind finances, right? Because two things in life will change your life, right? Increasing your resources, meaning, your finances, and traveling the world. These are things that will help you on your journey in this road called life. Now, if you sit there harping about the same thing over and over again for 3 to 4 years, you'll see that, okay, I've hit a ceiling. It's not the fact that travel bros are showing receipts. Brothers are getting married overseas. Brothers are building businesses overseas, right? But what you want to do is you want to try to put all brothers under one umbrella, which is very dangerous. And then you got clowns like Super Sly 75, who's making videos from his mama's basement, who's trying to put all traveling brothers under one umbrella, right? Not even an umbrella. He's just saying things that are completely not true, and they're very dangerous things. When you start to say that brothers are traveling to be pedophiles, perverts, and all these lies, you keep bringing up a black German guy who lived in the States for a few years and then got caught up in the DR, right? An LGBT guy. and you trying to blanket all brothers under that, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. And this is what I call black male misery, right? Because this clown Super Slide wasn't able to solve his own problems, his own life, he made a video one day about how it wasn't worth him being a stepfather for 10, 15 years, how his stepdaughter didn't invite him to her graduation. And it was a very strange video because in my head, I'm like, are you jealous that, you know, are you jealous in another way? Since you want to call people pedophiles, all right? Brother, you made a video about your stepdaughter. Jealous because she didn't invite you to her graduation and she invited her real father. That's very strange to me. What are you jealous for? You're not that girl's father. She doesn't have to invite you to her graduation. Yeah, you put in work. Yeah, it's a thankless job being a stepfather. That's the decision that you made, brother. You decide to be a stepfather instead of getting your passport and traveling the world. And the whole notion of him going to Brazil is a lie. I don't believe he went to Brazil, brothers. He's lying. You got cats out here that say they've been somewhere and haven't been nowhere, okay? He's just trying to preference that and say, yeah, I've been to Brazil. No, you probably haven't. But back to what I'm saying. It was very strange for his brother to be so upset at his quote-unquote stepdaughter. It's real weird. Like it was like an emotional connection that was detached from something. Like maybe he was romantically trying to be involved with his stepdaughter because it wasn't his blood. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. I mean, you are blanking on all brothers to be pedophiles that's traveling. That's what you're doing. So if you're doing that, I can put that energy out there as well with you. And the fact that you were so jealous about your stepdaughter inviting her real father to her graduation and not you. What are you so upset about, brother? Now you might say, well, brother, that's none of your business. Of course it's not none of my business. And it's not none of your business, Super Slide, what brothers decide to do when they travel the world, bro. What another man does with his Johnson has no effect on you. So what's the problem? The problem is black male envy and jealousy. The fact that their fathers were never around enough to sit them down and say, if he can do it, you can do it. If he can do it, you can do it. Men solve problems. We analyze something and then we solve the problem. We're not going to sit back and analyze the problem for 3 to 4 years, right? Make light of the problem, make a whole platform dedicated to dissing women. That's his whole platform. I'm talking about Minister Jap now. Miss Jap, I'm sorry, let me get his name right. You stole the whole idea of that platform by Tommy Sotomayor. So much so, that man didn't want to meet you in person, and you went to that man's hotel room on live to sit outside another grown man's hotel room because he did not want to meet you. And then when you meet him, you got this little Kool-Aid smile on your face, like a kid just met a superhero. This is another grown-ass man meeting a grown-ass man, brother. Another YouTuber meeting a bigger YouTuber. Now, that's one thing to say, hey, bro, I like your movement, I like what you're doing. Hey, daps up. But if another man don't want to meet me, I'm not going to sit there and go to this man's hotel. All right? These are clowns, brothers. These are clowns. And it's time for brothers to move on because everybody can't get on the boat. I know some of you brothers would say, nah, bro, come on, man. Let's be peaceful. No. We ain't got to get along with everybody. When a brother is throwing all brothers with passports under the bus, saying that they're doing something that they're not doing en masse, the face of sexual tourism is not black men. My thing is, why don't you get on every other people that's doing that? Talk about the women that go to Zambia. Right? Talk about the women that go to Jamaica. Talk about the men that go down to Haiti. Talk about every other race of people that participate in that industry. But yet you try to blanket people that look like you under the guise of self-improvement, because you're losing your base, you're losing your following, nobody's paying attention to your little raggedy ass movement anymore. Now, Super Sly don't have a movement. Super Sly is what I call a complainer. This is how he sounds. He's a complainer. He complains about everything. His whole content is complain, 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 complain. In his mama's basement. In his little 1994 Ford Taurus. With his dusty ass beard. These guys are clowns. And they've tried to monetize black male misery. They try to make light of it. Minister Jab have all these little sound effects, all these little intros, calling women German shepherds. Now he's calling black men German shepherds. What is that? What the hell are you talking about? Now, I understand sometimes you want to be entertained, brothers. I get it. Even this is entertaining somewhat. You know, I'm roasting these little clowns. But what are we really getting out of these cats? Who are they really helping? What are they really building? It's kind of effeminate if you think about it, sit around and complain all goddamn day instead of solve the actual issues. See, not all, but a lot of black men, unfortunately, because of the system of indoctrination, have this little, I call it, this little, not a button, but like a little worm in their brain, bro. The little matriarchal worm, where a lot of brothers, unfortunately, think like females because of the programming they had when they was a child, because no man was around. These cats like Ask Nathaniel, right? They don't even see the effeminacy in their ways. They can't even see it. What they're doing is so effeminate. Because no other race of men does that. Not even women do that. Even women don't call each other out. For the women that go to Punta Cana, the women that go to Jamaica, right? All the sex tourism going on in some of these countries in Africa, where 60-some-year-old white women marry black boys. You're just gonna glance over that. But you criticize your own because they're more successful than you. They're more happy than you. You can feel it. You can see it. And what you want to do is you want to find and nitpick like a bitch of what they're doing so-called wrong. Listen, man. Another man should not be concerned by the way another man enjoys himself, bro. Okay, how another man decides he wants to relax. Another man and another grown-ass woman. How they decide. Nobody's going overseas, especially black men, trying to take advantage of anybody. That's just not our MO. And nobody's saying that but other black men. Which is very strange. Like I said, you got that little worm in your brain that was indoctrinated to you, that was put there. It's really called self-hatred, projected self-hatred, brothers. I was watching the video, and this was when I was done with Jap. This is even before the passport thing versus him. This is way before. A little black teenager had got killed running from the police. And he did a video cooning it up, talking about he should have been running from the police. Yeah, he had every right to shoot your ass. I'm sitting here like, what are you talking about, bro? It was a kid. It was a kid. Who hasn't broke a little law or something time and time again in these little neighborhoods out here that we grow up in, bro? Who hasn't ran from the police once or twice? They're kids, teenagers. They make mistakes, bro. And once again, you have this brother who would justify seeing another black man be murdered by white supremacist police officers. This is the type of cat he is. You have issues with black men for doing them, but you don't have issues with a racist white man killing another black boy. Or a black man, for that matter. The same thing with this Saint in the Center clown. How he bigs up white men, which is very strange to me, to say the least. But yeah, he dissed other brothers. He'll go on the show and he'll make lies up on our brother O'Shea Duke Jackson. He'll sit there and make a hit video on Kevin Samuels. You see how successful Kevin Samuels has been in comparison to him. Self-projected black male hatred. Because you don't see a lot of value in your own self. You hate when brothers recognize the value in their own being. You truly hate to see other black men happy, and you're very threatened about other black men building. Who is this association? These guys are on the one-man army mentality. These guys are the guys that would have ran back to the plantation because they're more comfortable under master's watch. Men's the Jap, Saint in the Center, Super Slot 75, and all the other clowns. Everybody can't go, fellas. Sometimes you just gotta destroy and rebuild. So once again, fellas, I appreciate you listening to the BMT radio show. Hey guys, if you're in Medellin, holla at your boy. Hit me up on the email, blackmentravels@gmail.com. And once again, brothers, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the posts in the group, all the guys joining the group. I want to welcome once again all the new members. And I appreciate all the brothers purchasing the t-shirts, the merchandise. It feels good to see brothers walking around Medellin with the BMT t-shirts on. I see brothers taking pictures with them in the States. This is a movement that will not be stopped. This thing of ours will not be stopped by the naysayers, by the dusty black male hater group who want to criticize black men for simply traveling the world and exercising their option. We're not going to fall for that. We're not going to fall for that. Especially from a cat who got his ass knocked out one-hitter quitter. We should start a Minister Jack challenge. Throw on a wife beater and lay on the ground. The Minister Jack challenge. Take a photo. All right? We're not listening to these clowns, man. And to my young brothers out there that might be listening to this show, watch who you internalize. Even if it's entertainment, watch who you listen to. That's what Tupac used to say. Don't listen to these clowns, bro. Look what's happened with hip hop. We start listening to clowns. Look where that led us. Look at the current state that we in right now. Watch who you internalize, brothers. Even if it makes you crack a laugh or two, just know that real men, I'm gonna put that in quotations, real men do not sit around and complain about women all day. Okay? Now, it's one thing to have a dialogue with women like our brother Kevin Samuels does. Okay? But it's another thing to sit there and literally dish your own all day, 24/7, to dedicate your channel on dissing your own. Listen, there's issues with women right now, unfortunately, within every race. Okay? And you do have men that will sit there and create content about the flaws of modernized women. All right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But here in this movement, we're about solving the problems. Stating the problems over and over in years will not get you anywhere. I'll say this and I'll say this again. You're going to be running in circles. You're going to be running in circles in life if you sit there and just overanalyze the problem or your problems in your own personal life. No, you got to sit there and you have to take action. All right? You got to take action. You got to change your life. You only have one life. Live it up. Believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. Change your locale. Change your circle. If you hang around 5 millionaires, one day you're going to be the 6th millionaire. If you hang around 5 losers, you will be that 6th loser. If you sit around on YouTube all day and listen to losers, internalizing loser conversations, then guess what's going to happen to you? And these guys don't show no receipts of their lifestyle. Travel Bros always showing receipts, showing us traveling the world. You look through the Facebook group, you see black men networking overseas with no system to stop them. Being powerful, taking charge, helping the people, employing people, feeding people that's in a bad situation. What are these guys doing? Whose lives are they changing? Who are they really helping? Even if you don't agree what another man does for his pleasure, then just don't agree. But to support a clown or these clowns will get you nowhere in life. I promise you that. It will get you nowhere in life. So that's been the show, fellas. Once again, I appreciate you guys listening to me. We out. Let's destroy and rebuild. Hey guys, make sure you check out the Black Men Travels merch store, where we have Black Men Travels t-shirts and Black Men Travels tank tops. Peace.